Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem, Rakakadash.
Double honors to the elders and apostles, a great millstone. Peace and love and salutations to the brothers that teaching the word of sincerity and the truth all across the four corners of the earth. We the Mississippi camp, and we got a quick lesson on how Yahweh Shai is going to be the conqueror.
Yep, so, just like the brothers getting into, all right, Yahweh Shai, will be known as the great conqueror, because right now, when you think about conquering, the first thing you think of is Alexander. You see, and the reason why that's so, because the people of Alexander are in power. So of course they're going to uplift. They're going to uplift. All right, their nation. That's part of his name, Alexander the Conqueror. And he was known for conquering other nations. Quickly. Establishing that Greek Empire. Which that was the first empire of the Edomites. Going through the Greeks. And they they like to track civilization back, to Alexander.
Yeah,
well, you got
they always call him Alexander the Great.
Yep, Alexander the Great.
He's a great conqueror.
Yeah, they call him the greatest conqueror. Well, there's an even greater conqueror coming, because Alexander, he fulfilled prophecy, when you go into Daniel the 7th chapter, Daniel the 8th chapter, all right, being that leopard, all right, that was swift, that ran up against that ram, which was the Medo-Persian Empire, so the spirit was on him to conquer, but guess who's going to be a greater conqueror than that, man? Yahweh Shai. All right, and that's what we gonna start history from, since everybody want to write history, we're gonna start our history with Yahweh Shai and how he's about to conquer in the earth, man. Go ahead.
All right, I got Revelation 6:4. 6:1.
Yeah, 6:1.
All right. He says, and I saw the Lamb. It says, and I saw when the Lamb opened one of the seals, and I heard, as it were, the noise of thunder. One of the four beasts saying, come and see.
Yep. Hey, because these seals, go into destruction, and there's going to be great destruction leading up, to the second coming of Yahweh Shai. All right. So as these angels are loosening their seal, these are the things that they're seeing. Go ahead.
He says, and I saw, and behold, a white horse, and he that sat on him had a bow, and a crown was given unto him.
Yeah, so that horse, all right, that pure power, all right, that horses represent their pure power, man. Because Yahweh Shai coming back on that chariot, like it said in the book of Acts, the same way y'all seen them leave, the same way y'all gonna see them come. You see? So that white horse, that's their pure power, man. And that bow, all right, goes into their weaponry, which is going to be those lasers, man. That concentrated fire, man. All right, that accuracy of that fire of Yahweh Shai when he comes back, man. And that crown, that's their rulership. All right? So Yahweh Shai is coming in that chariot in pure power, all right? With those, matter of fact, get Wisdom of Solomon 5 and 18 just to prove that. I want to say 18. Put start at 15 and read down. We'll read to the point.
This is Wisdom of Solomon 5:15.
Yep.
But the righteous shall live forevermore.
Yep, the righteous, because we're finna enter to immortality, man. All right? The elect chosen, all right, are soon to come into immortality, man. All right? That's the only thing that's popping in the earth, really, man. Everything else is done. You see, the things that these people are into, the things that these people love, this normalcy that everyone trying to chase, man, this played out, man. This temporal, man, this life is full of death. All right? We're the chosen people. And part of being the chosen people is we have immortality promised to us, man. But it's going to come through Yahweh Shai conquering in righteousness, man. That's going to be the beginning of that immortality, is through Yahweh Shai conquering, all right, these heathen nations in righteousness, man. Go ahead.
Their reward also with the Lord.
Yep.
And the care of them is with the Most High.
And their reward, because we're coming back. I mean, Yahweh Shai is coming back with immortality. He's coming back with those spiritual power. He's coming back to set up, all right, the men of Israel as rulers over the earth, man. You know, the 144,000, and then you're gonna have, you know, the rest of the 1/3 men, women, and children, all right, who will reside within their kingdom, who will receive that immortality, man. You know, and we're gonna bring back the rest of the nation, man. But Yahweh Shai is coming with that reward, man. You know, go ahead.
He should take to him his jealousy for complete honor.
Yep.
And make the creature his weapon.
Yep, his jealousy, because and you gotta think, Yahweh Shai, every day that goes by, Yahweh Shai is becoming more and more jealous for his people, man. You know, because we're in the possession of the arch enemy of Israel, Esau, Edom, man. You know,
the apple of his eye.
Yep.
So you know you're gonna be made.
Yep. Go ahead.
And to make the creatures his weapon.
Yeah, he gonna make the creature. Talking about the men of Israel, the elect men of Israel, he gonna make them a weapon, man. You see, go ahead.
For his revenge of his enemies.
For the revenge of his enemies, man. All right. Hey, the house of David is being raised up, man. You know, these men that you see teaching, all right, these sincere brothers, man, that you see, you know, the Lord is going to make them into weapons, man. Right now, we're spiritual weapons, you know. Right now, we're casting down strongholds. We're chanting down Babylon. But it's going to come to a point when the standard going to be lifted in the earth, man. You know, for those men. Go ahead.
He should put on all righteousness as a breastplate and the true judgment instead of a helmet.
Yep, true judgment instead of a helmet. Go ahead.
He should take holiness for an invincible shield.
Yep.
His severe wrath shall be slaughtered. His severe wrath shall he sharpen for his sword, and the world shall fight with him against the unwise.
Yep, and that world is speaking of the elect, all right, because the elect of Israel is a world unto themselves, man. You know, go ahead.
All right. Verse 21.
Yep, that's the point.
Then shall the right aim thunderbolts go abroad, and from the clouds as from a well-drawn bow.
You see that? So
Right.
that's their bow.
That's that bow right there.
You know, them thunderbolts. You know, you're gonna be shooting arrows. You know, he come back with a crossbow. All right? No, man, he coming back with that pure power, and he's shooting them thunderbolts, man. That laser, that very high intense fire, man. You see? He said that right aiming thunderbolts, meaning he ain't gonna miss nothing, man. You know? Go ahead.
All right. And from the clouds and from a well-drawn bow shall they fly to the mark.
From a well-drawn bow shall he fly to the mark. Now let's read that Revelation 6 and 2 again, man.
All right. This is Revelation 6 and 2. And it says, and I saw, and behold, a white horse.
Yep.
And he said, and he that sat on him had a bow.
Yeah, had a bow. So we just went into detail about that bow. You see, everybody talking about the end. You know, people be talking about it's the end. You don't know what you're talking about. Like, you don't know what's finna go down, man. Right. You see? Yahweh Shai not coming back to play around, man. You know? He not coming back, all right, to bring peace. You know? He's coming back to settle old scores, man. Because he told Pilate, if this was my kingdom, my servants would fight, man. Well, we coming into his kingdom. Yep. You know? So him and his servants finna get down, man.
And that's why I said, that's why in Amos 5 or 4. About woe to them that desire the day of the Most High.
5.
Hey, y'all really don't have a clue what's about to go down.
Yeah, if it be people burnt up, you know, if it people turned to powder, people finna be burning, you know, in nuclear destruction. Yeah. People finna go to slavery, hardcore slavery. What do you think finna go on here, man? And this is gonna be on earth.
That's right.
You see, you people think that Jesus coming back to scoop you up, you know, and take you to the spirit world, and you just gonna be floating around, you know. With the harp in the background for eternity.
These are all the nice things.
Yeah, no, man, this finna go down in the earth, man.
With the pain.
Yeah. You know?
Righteous pain though. It ain't, it's righteous.
Yep. The indignation.
Yeah, righteous indignation.
Yep.
That's it.
Tell them, bro. That was it on that. That was it on 6 and 2.
I'll read it out.
Yep. Then you get that revelation.
And I saw, I'm just start over. And I saw, and behold, a white horse, and he sat, and he that sat on it had a bow,
yep.
and a crown was given unto him, and he went forth conquering to conquer.
So he went forth conquering to conquer, man. How you think he gonna have the authority to give us power over the nations, man? You know, because matter of fact, get Maccabees 1. You started at 1. You know, first Maccabees 1 and 1. So Yahweh Shai is going forth to conquer and conquering, man. You know, go ahead.
This first Maccabees 1 and 1.
Yep.
And it happened after that Alexander, son of Philip, the Macedonian.
Yep. So this is going to Alexander. You know, who we talked about earlier, who we saw called Alexander the Great. You know, go ahead.
Who came out of the land of Shiftim.
Yep.
Who smitten Darius king of the Persian and the Medes.
Yep.
That he reigned in his stead, the first over Greece.
Yeah. So when Alexander and the Greeks, when they conquered the Persians and Medes, it said he reigned in his stead. You know, so that means what? That they transferred the kingdom of the Median Persians to the Greeks. It was their kingdom now, man. You see, and this is what we coming into. All right, it's gonna be our kingdom now. When Yahweh Shai conquered the earth and righteous, it's gonna be our kingdom then. You know, that's why I say get that Daniel 7. I want to say 18. Go ahead.
Verse 2.
Yep.
And it made many wars and won many strongholds.
Yep. It won many. He said he made many wars and won many strongholds. And we already getting strongholds now. You know what it say? I'll get that real quick. In 2 Corinthians, what that 10? This 2 Corinthians 10 and 4. It says, "For the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but mighty through the Most High to the pulling down of strongholds." So we are already pulling down the strongholds. You know, Alexander, he physically did it, but see, now we're spiritually doing it. We're paving the way for Yahweh Shai to physically come tear down strongholds, man. But we're spiritually tearing down strongholds because the elect have to be brought out of this madness, man. You know, the elect have to come to repentance, man. The elect, have to be renewed in the spirit. So he has his men tearing down the strongholds of Esau's deception before this conquering takes place, man. You know? Go ahead.
Slew kings of the earth.
Yep.
And he went through to the ends of the earth.
It said he slew kings of the earth. Now, what is one of the titles of Yahweh Shai? King of kings. Lord of lords. Why? Because he's going to be slaying kings, man. He's going to put kings in captivity, man. You see? To bind their kings with fetters and chains. Yep. You see? Go ahead.
He went through to the ends of the earth and took spoils of many nations.
Yeah, he went to the ends of the earth and took spoils of many nations, man. All right, remember all this account, man, because we finna do the same thing. We finna do the same thing in righteousness, man. Go ahead.
And so much that the earth was quiet before him.
The earth was quiet before him, man. You see? Go ahead.
Whereupon he was exalted, and his heart was lifted up.
He was exalted. He got proud. He was exalted because he was conquering, and he got proud. And the Most High took that nigga out. We're gonna go into it. Go ahead.
Verse 4. And he gathered a mighty stronghold.
Yep.
Hosts ruled over countries and nations and kings who became tributaries unto him.
Go ahead.
And after these things, he fell sick and proceeded that he should die.
Yeah, so really, this is really symbolic to Esau's. It really sums up Esau's empire because he conquered. He ruled. Esau rules over these other nations. The earth quiet before him. Yep. Hey, because why you think you get to chill in America? No matter what's going on in the earth, but in America, you know, and them EU countries, they just really chilling.
Ain't nothing going on.
Yeah, don't nobody just want to go get that smoke.
Yeah.
You know?
Especially I dropped that bomb on nigga, Henry Zinger, Nagasaki.
Yep.
After that,
they fell back.
Everybody fell back. And then the script, what did you say? And the earth was what?
Quiet.
It was quiet.
Yeah.
And it was quiet.
Sit your ass down. You know? That's what Esau did. So what you think Yahweh Shai coming to do, man? You know, hey, we really got to understand what's going on here, what's about to happen, man. You know, this is about to happen in the earth, man. What do you think we talking about, man? You know, go ahead.
All right. Verse 6.
Yep.
Wherefore he called his servants, such as were honorable.
Yep.
And he had brought up with him.
Oh, who they're speaking of? Now, this is Alexander and his generals, but who are the servants of Yahweh Shai? You know? Yeah. Who are the servants of Yahweh Shai? And who was brought up with Yahweh Shai, man? You know what the scriptures say, how, you know, they were with me in the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
You see? Because the first fruit, the 144,000 was back in the beginning, helping create everything.
That's right, bro.
You know? So who you think he gonna put on first, man?
Exactly. Right.
Go ahead.
All right. Had brought up with him from his youth.
Yep.
And part his kings among them while he was yet alive.
Hey, he parted his kingdom among them while he was yet alive. All right? Well, Yahweh Shai, joint heirs.
That's right.
You see? Go ahead.
All right. Verse 7. So Alexander reigned 12 years, then died.
Yep.
And his servant bare rule at one in his place.
Yeah, so he died. Well, see, Yahweh Shai lives forevermore. He can't die.
That's right.
You see? And we gonna rule forevermore. You know? So we got a much glorious kingdom to come, man. Esau's kingdom was temporary, man. But he went through conquering. You know? But Yahweh Shai finna come through conquering, man. You know? Now we finna do our thing. You done had everybody, every heathen done had their king.
Right.
They done had their empire. They done had us in captivity. Now it's time for Yahweh Shai to come through. You know? Now it's time for us to be established permanently in the earth, man. You know? You got the day.
Daniel 7 and what? 18.
Yep.
All right. It says, but the saints of the Most High shall take the kingdom and possess the kingdom forever.
See, Alexander and his generals, that nigga died. You see, them niggas died. You see, it said the saints gonna take the kingdom and possess it forever. You see, there's a different promise because Jacob and Esau got this basically the same promise, but the difference was I was gonna be righteous and eternal.
Yeah, right.
Esau was gonna be temporary and wicked.
Yeah.
You see, and we just seen that play out because Alexander he went through conquering. They couldn't do nothing with him. You know, the Persians were way richer. They had more men, but they couldn't do nothing with them. You see?
And that's how you know Yahweh Shai was with him to take down the person and me, because you know that if you watch 300, if you watch 300 and you see how many,
and they can never conquer the Greeks. Like they're going to the 300, like those Greek Persian wars. You know, going back to like 490 BC, because Alexander didn't take down the Persians to like 331 BC. You see, so they was already fighting 120 years before Alexander. It's just Alexander finally conquered them. But they could never conquer the Greeks though. They would have little battles and back and forth, but they could never conquer them Greeks, man. You know why? Because this had to play out. You know, you had a lot of Jakes. You know, that was in their Greekish fashion.
Yeah.
You see, but ultimately those Edomites, you know, from Macedonia, which goes back to Amalek. All right, they took down the Persians, man. You see, but now Yahweh Shai finna take down everything, man.
Everything.
That's right.
Yep, you got it, bro.
All right.
That, Revelation 19:11.
This Revelation 19:11, and I saw heaven open, and behold, a white horse, and he just sat upon it.
Going back to that white horse, man, that pure power. Showing you how he coming back, man, in that pure power. I will not meet thee as a man. All right. Hey, he took that L during the Roman Empire, you know, to be a sacrifice, you know, for the nation of Israel, beginning with the elect. You see, but now he's finna come get that lick back, man. You see, you Romans got the whole up now, man. You know, you crucified him the first time. You see, you make mockery of it. You know, the peace symbol, you know, is an upside down cross with the arms broken. That's what that peace symbol go back to. You see, it's peace without Yahweh shot. Now we in peace to do wicked, man. You see, but now you finna have to hold up. He coming back. You see, you got it, bro.
And he that set upon him was called faithful and true and righteous. He do judging and make war.
And righteousness he does judge and make war, man. Yahweh Shai is coming back to wage war. Just like the Greeks waged war against the Persians. All right, Yahweh Shai coming back to wage war against Esau, Edom first and foremost. You know, because he's the big heathen on campus right now.
Right.
You know,
he the bully.
Yeah.
Like bullying and shit.
Big Debo.
Right. He the Debo right now.
Well,
you know how the Debo story end though. No matter who.
That brick, man. Hey, and that's the spirit, because Yahweh Shai is that what? That rock.
That's right.
You see? Man. That was the whole purpose of Friday, just for that point to come out, man.
Right.
You know? Damn.
Verse 12, I mean.
Yep.
His eyes were as a flame of fire.
Yep.
And on his head were many crowns.
On his head were many crowns. Why, man? Because he's finna conquer. He's gonna go forth conquering to conquer. All right? So everyone that has a rulership in the earth will be taken away, man.
That's right.
All right? By Yahweh Shai, man. You know? Go ahead.
And he had a name written that no man knew it but himself.
Yeah, because when the Apostle John was having a vision, it was going to be a time, you know, when the name of Yahweh Shai wasn't going to be relevant in the earth, man. Was they talking about Yahweh Shai, you know, in the 1800s, you know, was that name ringing in the earth? No, man. So it was like nobody knew his name but him. You see, but now it has been revealed in the latter times, man, to the elect, man. You see, now we got it. You know? Go ahead.
Verse 13. He was clothed with a vessel dipped in blood.
Yep.
His name is called the Word of the Most High.
Yeah, his vessel was dipped in blood. Now he's not going to be, you know, in blood. It's just going to be symbolic that he's coming back for a slaughter, man. You know, within his indignation, that righteous anger, he's coming to do slaughter, man. You know? Go ahead.
It said, and his name was called the Word of the Most High.
Yeah, his name was called the Word of the Most High. Go ahead.
Verse 14. And the armies which were in heaven followed him upon white horses.
Yeah, and that's the angels, man. You know, because Scripture talk about he's traveling in the greatness of his strength. That's what it's speaking of, man.
I got that too.
Go ahead. Yeah, you can read. You can get it now. Jump back to it.
All right, this is Isaiah 6:3-1.
Yep.
Who is that coming from Edom with thy garments from Baalsam?
Yep. Hey, because it specifically calls out you Edomites because you're the head heathen, man.
That's right.
All right, and you're the people that the Lord hates, man. You know, so if you know the Most High hates you by default, Yahweh Shai hates you, man.
Right.
You know, that's why I said me and my Father are one.
That's right.
You know, go ahead.
This is that is glorious in his apparel, traveling in greatness in his strength.
Yeah, and he just told you. Hey, he said Yahweh Shai coming in that white horse, all right, with that chariot of pure power, and following him gonna be what? The angels in white horses, man.
That's right.
That's the greatness of his strength, man. Because Yahweh Shai, he could just conquer by himself, man. You know, he could. That's why. Matter of fact, keep reading. It's gonna go into it.
I that speaking righteous, mighty to save.
Mighty to save the elect. Go ahead.
Wherefore art thou arrayed in thy apparel,
Yep.
and thy garment like him too. And thy garment like him that treaded the wine press.
Yep.
Wine fat.
Yep. Symbolic to how, you know, he's gonna come to that slaughter. The same thing that it's saying in Revelation 19. Go ahead.
I have tried the wine press alone.
Yep.
And of the people, there is none with me.
Yep.
For I will tread them in my anger and trample them in my fury.
Yep.
And their blood shall be sprinkled upon my garment. And I will stain all my raiment.
Go ahead.
For the day of vengeance is in my heart.
Yep. So the day of vengeance in the Lord's heart. You know, and he said, it was like he was by himself. You know, because he's gonna be getting down so much.
Right.
You know, like you said, if y'all hooping, you in the state championship. You know, if you put up 8 or 9 points,
He's on in.
the score might be 108.
You got that by yourself.
Yeah, like
doing everything. Right?
Cause they'll show that you know how some players be getting like Harden them be getting off, and they'll show Harden points to the rest of the other team.
Right.
He'd have been an outscored the whole other team. Yeah, that's how Howard Shot gonna be when he come back. He gonna outscore the American military, the NATO. Yeah, he gonna just be running numbers up, man. You know.
And the year of my redeemer is come.
Yeah, and the year of my redeemed is come, man. And that's the redeemed of the elect, man. And we hope it's this year, man. But we know it's a year's coming. Yep. The year they redeem is coming, man. They can't stop that, man.
So, all right. I'm gonna say this too. So when people say 2 wrongs don't make it right, what is this right here? What is this? Vengeance. You Edomites, the one, especially the one that period Yahweh shot, he come for you, mainly come for you, and the rest of your Edomite family, the rest of all of your Edomites. Revenge is in his heart, so it gonna happen. So you can't say 2 wrongs don't make it right. But guess what? And then 2 Thessalonians 1:6, he the record.
The righteous thing.
It's a righteous thing with the Most High for them who trouble you.
Recompense.
Yeah, that's right. So that's right. So get it, bro.
All right, this 2 Thessalonians 1:6. It says, "Seeing it is a righteous thing with the Most High to recompense tribulation to them that trouble you."
It's a righteous thing with the Most High to recompense tribulation to them that trouble you. And who trouble the Lord's people? The first enemy is you Edomites, and then trickle on down. Go ahead, bro. That was it.
Yeah, that was it.
Oh, that was it. So basically, it's gonna be payback, but it's gonna be righteous in the eyes of Yahweh Shai.
Righteous indignation. Righteous anger.
Like I say, you touch the apple of the Most High. You touch His people. So you don't think you're gonna get paid back for that? You think that you do what you want to do and not be punished? Guess what? You're gonna get punished for it, regardless. The same way you touch Yahweh Shai, Yahweh Shai gonna get you for all the shit you done on this earth. All right, that was it, bro. Keep going, bro.
Yeah, keep on that.
Revelation.
19, yep.
All right, this is Revelation 19:14. And the armies which were in heaven followed him upon white horses, clothed with fine linen, white and clean.
Yep.
Verse 15. And out of his mouth goes a sharp sword, that which he shall smite the nation.
With it, he gonna smite the nations, man. All right, just like no nation was able to stand before Alexander, how much more? All right, for Yahweh Shai, you know. Matter of fact, get that Revelation 6, which is in that same chapter, but jump to 14.
All right.
You know.
All right, it's Revelation 6:14. It says, "And the heaven departed as a scroll."
Yeah, that nuclear destruction.
When it was rolled together.
Yep.
And every mountain and island were moved out of their places.
Yeah, because the earth gonna shake, man. You know, go ahead.
And the kings of the earth, and the great men, and the rich men, and the chief captains, and the mighty men, and every bondman and every free man hid themselves in the dens and in the rocks of the mountain.
Yeah, that's them bunkers. You know, because the elites they have what they call a contingency plan. Where they gonna have, they got their bunkers where they got slaves down there, servants down there. They gonna have, the top doctors, the top scientists, the top military men, personnel, because they think they gonna somehow merge out of this and just take over. No, man, you finna be conquered, man. And this is how they gonna feel because when they see Howard Shai getting down, because you see Esau think, he unfuckwittable, man.
Mm-hmm.
But when they see Howard Shai come back and start getting down in the earth, man, those angels, man, you see? Go ahead.
I got things too. Yeah. And you watch the movie 2012. All them,
they was on the airplane and shit.
Yeah.
It was all the so-called people with money.
Yeah, but they had all of the doctors,
everything.
You know
talking about, so-called successful people in society. They was on there.
The essential
people. Yeah. So-called essential.
Yeah. And that's how Esau feel like bro said. That's how Esau feel.
Yeah.
He feel like he gonna start back over, but he not gonna start back over
that's
at all.
Pride, yeah. Great pride.
That's great. Yes, bro. So you pride. You very prideful. You very prideful devil, bro. All right, go ahead, bro.
15. Revelation 6 and 15. It says, and the kings of the earth, and the great men, and the rich men, and the chief captains, and the mighty men, and every bondman, and every free man hid themselves in the dens and in the rocks of the mountains.
Go ahead.
And said to the mountains and the rocks, fall on us and hide us from the face of him that sitteth on the throne and from the wrath of the Lamb.
Yeah, so they're going to be like, hide us from the face of him that sit on the throne, because their chariot is going to be like a throne.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what judgment going to go forth from. Because that's what judgment, when you a king, you sit on your throne to send for judgment, man.
That's how a judge be in the damn courtroom.
Yep.
He's sitting up there.
He's sitting up high.
Yeah, he's sitting there looking down at you.
Yep.
Yeah, you got 30 years.
Yeah, you might say something, your whole life change.
Yeah.
Because they give you,
you might be in a bad mood or some shit.
If a judge give you 60 years, shit, he might well put out a gun and kill you.
Yeah, might well.
You get Jake, you get Jake 60, 70 years. They already 28.
Already,
like on life. Life. So you might go take him.
Right.
You might go get him.
80 years.
So that's why the judgment, like he don't move. He ain't got no weapons.
Right.
He
got a bailiff in there.
Yeah.
You tell him to go handle you.
Yeah.
He sit at the top. You know what I mean? Like a so-called king per se.
And the scripture talk about how Yahweh Shai, that he lifted neither nor weapon.
Yeah.
Or instrument of war. But he judged with his mouth, going to, the judgment coming from Yahweh Shai, man. That heat, that fire, man. He's not gonna be physically, exerting himself. He gonna be sweating after this, man. No, man. There's gonna be pure power coming from that chariot judging the earth, man. He gonna be sitting on that throne, man. Go ahead.
All right, 17. It says, for the great day of his wrath is come, and who shall be able to stand?
Who shall be able to stand? Because what did it say for Alexander? It said no nation was able to stand before him. So now the least is like, who gonna be able to hold up to this? Like, we ain't playing for this. Like, we thought we had the Space Force, and we thought we had this and that, super soldiers, man. But this ain't, who gonna be able to stand in that day, man? And this how the least gonna be, man. Their pride gonna be on zero in that day, man.
Because that's the whole purpose for them getting that space.
Space program.
Yep. Because they know something's coming. They know it's coming. Something's coming, and you think that you can stop it, but you have no idea. You have no.
3.
But that's a pride of Esau though. Think that something you could. I figured out move. I figured out Yahweh Shemashah. That don't work. It would never work. So especially you all ever watch that movie Independence Day when they came when that spaceship came. Man, them living us just came out of the big ship.
Yeah.
They couldn't handle them. And that's a movie. Imagine real life. Imagine real life. You have America have no shape, no form to handle the power of Yahweh Shemashah. Y'all think you can because there's a pride of you. The pride gonna get you destroyed, which it is, which will be destroyed.
All right, this Numbers 23 and 19 says the Most High is not a man that he should lie.
Yep.
Neither the Son of Man that he should repent.
See, we reading out the scriptures, you know. So we read the word and the will of Yahweh Shema Shai. You don't get that in Isaiah 46 and 9. You know, we reading out the scriptures, man. This is not what we hope to happen to Esau, you know, for what he did during the civil rights movement. No, man. This is a judgment that's been set forth in the earth, you know, since the beginning, man. You see, and Esau just has built his way up until this day, man. You know, his wickedness has got too out of hand, man. And the Lord is finna deal with him. And the ultimate way he's going to deal with him, he's going to judge him through Yahweh Shai. Go ahead.
All right, this Isaiah 46 and 9.
Yep.
Remember the former thing of old.
Yep.
For I am the Most High, and there's none else. For I am the Most High, there's none like me.
Go ahead.
Verse 10. Declare the end from the beginning, and from ancient times, the things that are not yet done.
Yep.
Saying, my counsel shall stand, and I will do all my pleasures.
The Lord gonna do all his pleasure. His counsel gonna stand.
Okay.
You see, clearing the end from the beginning. Because now we was in Revelation. Well, let's go back to Numbers. This ain't nothing new to just like the Most High just decided this during the time of Revelation. No, man, this always been talking about, man.
Mm-hmm.
You know. So we're gonna go to Numbers, get 1 Samuel 2 and 8, and get that number.
All right. I'm gonna read it over. Numbers 23 and 19.
Mm-hmm.
The Most High is not a man that he should lie,
Yep.
neither the Son of Man that he should repent.
Yeah, so this is not going to change, man. This is set in stone. Mm-hmm. We're prophesying, which means to speak before it happened, man. Go ahead.
He have said, and shall he not do it? Or have he spoken it, and shall it not make it good?
So the Lord not going to make it good. He's not going to set up Yahweh Shai, his son, to be king of kings in the earth. He's not going to set up, all right, his people, beginning with the elect, beginning with the 144,000. He's not going to make them joint heirs with Yahweh Shai. All right? He's not going to let the earth be replenished in righteousness, man. Let it bring forth its strength. The animals is pitiful here, man. You think the Most High created animals to suffer under this damn devil, man? No. The Most High is going to do good in the earth, man. And it's going to be through his son Yahweh Shai and his people Israel, beginning with the elect, man. You know? You got it, bro.
Behold, I have received the commandment to bless.
Yep.
And he have blessed.
Yep.
And I cannot reverse it.
Yeah. Hey. Come on,
go
man.
back.
You can't reverse it, man. Hey, man, fat way to say, gotta bring this out, man. Hey, because remember when Esau was crying?
Right.
This is Genesis 27, and I started 35. And this one Jacob received a blessing, which was already set up for Jacob anyway. But the Most High had it play out in this fashion for the drama.
Yeah, gotta have some drama with it.
Yeah.
Keep you interested.
This is Genesis 27, and I started at 30 and just read the account. This is Genesis 27 and 36, because then we'll read that again. It'll make a little more sense. It's Genesis 27 and 30. It says, and it came to pass as the son of Isaac had made an end of blessing Jacob, and Jacob was yet scarce gone out of the presence of Isaac, his father that Esau, his brother, came in from hunting. And he also made savory meat and brought it unto his father and said unto him, to his father, let my father arise and eat of his son's venison, that thy soul may bless me. So, like you always go into Rebecca, she loved Jacob, you know, and she him and her and Jacob put a play together on Esau.
Right.
You know, they put the animals hair on.
Yeah.
You know, they whipped Jacob up a meal. You know, and hey, Jacob, you know, was blessed by Isaac, man. Which if you can receive was Yahweh shot, showing you that it was all set up, man. You know, cause why would Yahweh shot bless Esau, but he's gonna come back through the line of Judah? That means he wouldn't have no blessing, man. You know? So he blessed Jacob, you know, then Esau come late, you know, and he already been supplanted. So Jacob got the blessing dipped out. Here come Isaac with his little dish, you know, and he finna be hurt. Just like now, what Esau doing, like when Esau take your videos down, this goes back to this, man. Genesis, cause he hurt. Cause we talking about this. We talking about the blessing. You know? This is what's getting on this man's nerves, man. This is the call to take the videos off YouTube is coming straight from the elites, man. You know? And it says, and Isaac trembled very exceedingly and said, in fact, verse 32, it says, and Isaac his father said unto him, who art thou? And he said, I am thy son, thy firstborn Esau. Isaac was like, who you is?
Right.
You know?
They call it.
Well, I already did this. When you trying to trick me, ain't you know what I mean?
Isaac he was blind, right?
Yeah, he was going blind.
He was going blind, so they tricked him. That's Jake though. That's Jake though. Go ahead, bro.
It says, and Isaac trembled very exceedingly and said, where is he that taketh venison and brought it me? I have eaten of all before thou camest and have blessed him. Yeah, and he shall be blessed.
Yeah.
You see?
He's already can't reverse it.
Yeah. He's like, I will bless him. And he put the stamp on it and said he will be blessed. He didn't say, damn, my bad.
Yeah.
Let me try to make a sacrifice, try to reverse it. He's like, I done blessed him, and he gonna be blessed, man. You know.
And that's just it.
That is what it is, man.
You're gonna have to be mad.
That's it, man. Cause that's what Esau like.
Took out crying, right? For a crybaby.
And read what Esau said.
It says, and when Esau heard the words of his father, he cried with a great and exceeding bitter cry, and said unto the father, bless me, even me also, O my father. And he said, thy brother came with subtlety and have taken away thy blessing. And he said, is not he rightly named Jacob? For he have supplanted me these 2 times. He took away my birthright and beheld. Now he have taken away my blessings. And he said, hast thou not reserved a blessing for me? You know?
That's what he want.
Yeah.
Just give me something.
Right.
I don't give a damn. Just give me something.
Right. You got nothing. You got everything.
Yeah.
I mean, you give me anything.
And then, this is what Isaac told him. He said, Isaac answered and said unto Esau, behold, I have made him thy Lord, and all his brethren have I given to him for servants, and with corn and wine have I sustained him, and what shall I do unto thee, thy son? So he realized I gave everything.
You know, what I supposed to do now? right.
So Esau whipped bitterly, you know, but then he was blessed with that sword. And the reason he was given that sword just so Yahweh Shai could come back and conquer him in the last days, man. Hey, because what did Yahweh Shai tell Peter? If you live by the sword,
that bad.
So he said Esau been getting set up throughout the whole time, man.
Yeah. Right.
He has no victory. All this little last kingdom that he had, you know, World War I, World War II, the FRN note, the petrodollar. This was his last hoorah. This was his glory, man, in the earth. You know? But now it's time for it to end, man. You see? And now the Lord is finna set up and eat more of the kingdom. Now Yahweh Shai is finna come through conquering, man. He saw, he done received his blessing, the fatness of the earth through the sword, and now we finna receive our blessing, man. Because I just said, hey, look, he your Lord.
You can't reverse it.
Yep.
That's how it is.
You got it, bro. Get that number again.
All right. This number's it says 23 and 20 says, "Behold, I have received a commandment to bless, and he have blessed, and I can't reverse it.
You can't reverse it, man.
And he have not beheld iniquity in Jacob, neither have he seen perverseness in Israel."
Why? Because through Yahweh Shai, the elect will be considered perfect, man. The elect will be blameless, you know, through the blood of Yahweh Shai. See, Most High, he been set this up, man. He's speaking of Yahweh Shai, all right, in Numbers, man. You know, he's speaking of the forgiveness of Israel, beginning with the elect in Numbers, man. This was already set up. We're just in a time now where the Lord is going to establish his people in the earth, man. You know, go ahead.
The Lord, his God, is with him, and the shout of a king is among them.
The shout of a king. Who is that king? Yahweh Shai. All right? The shout of a king. You know? The scripture talk about how Yahweh Shai will come out like a prevailing woman. You know, he gonna get that battle cry, man. You know? Go ahead.
It says, God brought them out of Egypt. He have, as it were, in the strength of the unicorn. Surely there is no enchantment against Jacob.
Yep.
Neither is there any divination
yep.
against Israel.
Yeah, so the enchantments don't work on the elect anymore. You know, Most High, Yahweh Shai, he took us out of that enchantment. That's why scripture say, you know, you should know the truth, and the truth shall set you free. We free from them enchantments, man. You know, as long as we stay tapped into this, you know, we stay tapped into this ministry, those enchantments, you know, don't affect us, man. You know, we build a hedge when we stay within this, man. You know?
What the second, First Samuel 2 and 8?
Yeah, we're going to keep reading it. And then we're going to get together.
All right. It says, according to this time it shall be said of Jacob and of Israel, what have the Most High worked?
Yeah, because it's going to be said, what has the Most High put together? You know? You got the angel, you got the Yahweh Shai, you got the angel, you got the house of David raised up, we ain't even know it.
Right.
You know, what the Most High been doing this whole life, what he been putting together, you've been so caught up, you know, in this madness and vanity. And here it is the whole time the Most High is orchestrating this in the earth, man. You know, what has the Most High wrought? I mean, what type of work the Most High been doing, man? Go ahead.
It says, behold, the people shall rise up as great lion.
Yep.
And lift up himself as a young lion.
Yep.
He shall not lie down until he eat of the prey.
Yep.
And drink of the blood of the slain.
Yeah, so Yahweh Shai, you know, and the elect men, all right, is finna conquer the earth, man. You know, like that young lion, man, like in our prime, the house of David. When the house of David was in their prime, what they was doing, man? They were laying down law, man. They were beating heathen silly, man. Yeah, man. So that house of David is back like that young lion back in his prime, man. You see? And it's finna be the same scenario except on a much larger scale, man. You know? You get that
I guess
Numbers 2.
At this First Samuel.
Numbers 24. Numbers
2 and you want to start saying the Lord ain't poor. He raised up the poor.
You start at 7, yep.
At this the First Samuel 2 and 7, the Most High make it poor
24,
and make it rich.
Yep.
He bring low and lift it up.
Yeah, because even the elites, the money that they have, the Most High, all right, put it in their mind, coming with them schemes. Because you look at how if you go into you study how the elites, get money, man. It's genius, man.
Mm-hmm.
It's wicked,
Yep.
but it's genius.
Yep.
There's a higher power is working with them, to make them rich. But see, that same power is going to make them poor. When the power that made us poor is going to make us rich, man.
Right.
And true substance, man, because the elite's not rich in FRN notes, man. They own country, they own military, they own assets, they own natural raw resources, man. Go ahead.
Verse 8, he should raise up the poor out of the dust.
Yep.
And lift up the beggars from the dunghill.
Yep, and that's us, man. The poor out of the dust, their confusion, and lift the beggars out of the dunghill, man. Which is in what, man? A dishonorable position, man.
That's right.
As a peasant in the kingdom of the wicked, man. Go ahead.
And to make them inherit the throne of glory from the pillars of the earth or the Most High.
Yep.
And he has set the word upon them.
Go ahead.
Verse 9, he will keep the feet of his saints, and the wicked shall be silent in darkness.
Hey, the wicked shall be silenced in darkness. What does it say about Alexander? The earth was quiet before him.
Right.
All right? The wicked finna be quiet, which means they ain't finna have no influence, man.
Oh.
You see, his influence that Esau has on the earth is finna be done. Ain't gonna be no more executive orders. All right? Rights for the alphabet people. Poisoning the earth, the water, the air. You see, he finna sit his ass down, man, and go to work. Just like you had them strict jobs where you can't do no talking. Yeah, that finna be your boy. Ain't nothing to talk about, man.
Right.
You wasting energy.
Right. You're gonna be tired in a minute. I top that top.
Well, good job right now.
Go ahead.
For by the strength shall no man prevail.
For by strength shall no man prevail. So Esau, with his resources, his space force, his air force, his nukes, all right, his super soldiers, he's not going to prevail, man. Yahushua finna take him down all the way through there, man. Go ahead.
Verse 10, the adversaries of the Most High shall be broken to pieces.
The adversaries of the Most High gonna be broken to pieces, man. This is all going into Yahushua conquering, man. Go ahead.
So where's the love? It's a love everybody. Man.
Right.
I don't see that, man. I'm gonna keep going, brother.
Go ahead.
Out of heaven shall be thrown upon them. The Most High shall judge the end of the earth. And he shall give strength unto the king, exalt the horns of his anointed.
And he said he's going to give strength to the king, Yahushua, and exalt the horn of his anointed. All right, the elect, man.
Right.
Begin with those 144,000 men, man. You got to think the reason why these average Edomites get to enjoy what they call white privilege. And this all through the earth. Like, Edomites be everywhere.
Yeah.
Reason why they get to enjoy this privilege because their people have conquered the earth, man. So what type of privilege you think we gonna have when Yahushua conquers the earth, man? How you think the women gonna be set up of our nation when the men of their nation is in rulership, man? You see, that's what's happening, man. That's what's about to happen, man. And it starts now with this word going forth, man. You see? Yeah, that was it. You get Revelation 11:14.
All right, it's Numbers 23 and 16.
Yep.
It says, he have said, which heard of the words of the Most High, and knew the knowledge of the Most High, which saw the vision of the Almighty, falling into a trance, but having his eyes open.
Yeah, so he put Balaam, which was a Medianite, it goes back to Ishmael. The Most High utilized him, because Balak, the king of Moab, tried to get Balaam to put a curse, on the children of Israel, but the Most High, he reversed it and put blessings on Israel, man. And he's going to the vision. He's going to a vision of the future, man. Go ahead.
All right. 17, it says, I shall see him, but not now.
Yep.
I shall behold him, but not now.
Yep.
There shall come a star out of Jacob.
There should come a star out of Jacob, man. You go into the definition of the word star in the Hebrew, it goes to an illustrious prince. You see, speaking of Yahushua, it's going to the word illustrious. It means to be well renowned for past achievements, man. And what's gonna be that achievement, man? They're conquering. You see, Yahushua gonna be well known for how he conquered the earth, man, the fashion that he did it in, man. You see, go ahead.
And a scepter shall rise out of Israel, and shall smite the corners of Moab and destroy all the children of Sheth.
Yep, go ahead.
And Edom shall be possession.
Hey, I have made him thy Lord. We're going to possess the heathens, man. You know, and eventually we're going to possess the land of Edom as well. You know, that land that's to the southern border of Israel. You know, but then we're going to possess the people of Edom until they're exterminated, man. Go ahead.
It says, Seir also shall be a possession of his enemies, and Israel shall do valiantly.
Yep, that's like a mighty warrior, man. You know, go ahead.
Out of Jacob shall come he that shall have dominion, and shall destroy him that remained of the city.
Yeah, so out of Jacob shall come him that have dominion, Yahushua.
That's right.
Now watch how this prophecy walked down Esau rulership. You know how we watch them when Dion walk somebody down, they break away. Now watch how this prophecy gonna walk this nigga down, man. Go ahead.
And when he looked on Amalek, he took up his parable.
Hey, cause he was talking to the king of Moab, but see, Moab and Amalek, you know, Esau, they always had this alliance, man. You know, so he looked at Amalek and got to getting on his ass, man. And for you, nigga, go ahead.
Said Amalek was the first of the nations.
Going back to Alexander, because Alexander then was from Amalek, all right, through his father Philip the Macedonian, which you can trace him back to Haman. When you go back into the book of Esther, Haman, the Macedonian, who was what? Of the lineage of Agag, the king of Amalek. You see? So Amalek was the first of the nation through Alexander, first of the Edomites to rule. All right? Go ahead.
But his later end shall be that he perish forever.
That his latest end shall be that he perish forever. So you came into power as Amalek. You got this rulership now, you know, with Amalek, the so-called, you know, the 1948ers, you know, through them they run the banks in Hollywood. So they back in power again. But what's the end of this, man? He gonna perish, man. He gonna go, they're going to captivity, and they're gonna be done away with. See how prophecy just reached out and grabbed that nigga, man? You know?
And them 1941 in front of the trade slave.
Yep, slave trade. Yep.
Yeah, so
they finance.
They finance. So you know, so they got all kind of heap on them. You know.
Like what?
1948ers.
That's it, bro. You got it.
Right. At this Revelation 11 and 14, the second woe is past, and behold, third woe come quickly.
The third woe. That third world war. The second world war is past. Now we in the time of the third world war. You see it coming quickly, man. You know? Go ahead.
All right. Verse 15. And the seventh angel sounded, and there was a great voice in heaven saying, the kingdom of this world are become the kingdom of our Lord.
Yep.
And of his Mashiach.
His anointed. Yep.
And shall reign forever and ever.
So in the third world war, the result will Yahushua, all right, the kingdoms of this world are now the kingdoms of Yahushua. And that's how he will be able to give us power over the nation, because he's going to conquer the nation, man. You know? He's going to upgrade us to immortal gods, you know? And we're going to rule with him. You see? His anointed, the kingdoms of this world have become the kingdom of our Lord and his anointed. And they shall reign forever, man. So Yahushua is that great conqueror, man. You know, that's yet to come. And Esau, Edom can't do nothing about it, man. He's not gonna hold up, man. You know? and that's his spirit. You know, that's how your house shot gonna come on that
right,
chair.
right. Yeah. He said he flew on top of him.
Right.
He looking. Oh man.
Oh man,
Right.
he might just done, man. You absolutely done, man. You know. So hey, this is what we're a part of, man. You see, this is not just a hangout of chicken wings and and beer, man. No, man, this is what we're a part of. Something, beyond, what people can even see. This ain't people don't even think about this, But this is all we think about. Yeah. Through the spirit and power, how about Shema Al Shai, man? So, that was it, bro.
That's it. Our brothers and sisters was edified, and first and foremost, we'd like to give our praise to
Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rakakadash.
Double honor to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone. Peace and love, salutations to the brothers teaching the word of sincerity and in truth all across 4 corners of the earth. Shalom.
Shalom.